My name is Shawn Feliciano. I'm 21 years old. I go to Georgia State University, and I'm going to be an animator.
So explain what your craft is.
My craft is predominantly in line work and character design. And right now I'm actually working on a series of characters who are meant to represent different aspects of myself in regards to my interest in fashion and martial arts. The idea, I call it drip food. And the whole premise behind it is to kick ass in style. So I've always been a big advocate for if you look your best, you're gonna perform your best. And I think that this project that I'm working on right now can embody that perfectly.
So what day-to-day actions do you do to perfect your craft?
One of the things I do is at least every other day I try to do 10-minute gesture studies. I have a website that generates 1 to 2 minute still images. And the goal is to draw out the most important details of those images before it moves to the next one. And that's kind of to help me build up my visual library, muscle memory, and things like that. So that I can generate those same images again in later pieces that I do.
Okay, so I'm hearing a lot about your craft. What is the biggest challenge that you had and the biggest lesson you learned from it?
Okay, biggest challenge that I've had with my craft, and I've known this for a year now, it was using my craft as a substitute for proper mental health exercise. I would draw angry a lot prior to 2020, prior to the pandemic. Most of my pieces were, just these designs of anger. I made characters who were angry. I shaded angry. There was no real focus in the work that I did. I just drew whatever I felt like drawing at the time, and it was usually because I was upset about something. And then after 2020 hit, and after we were all put in quarantine and we were all forced to stay home, I realized that my artwork couldn't be my crutch anymore. I was literally left at home with myself, and I had to go about getting into therapy, getting my own learning disability looked at. I had to go about putting in, mental exercise, and it was after that my work really took off, because then the work became so much more than just a way for me to express my anger. It became an action. It literally, in my eyes, turned into, okay, I can take this somewhere. I've got some skill that I've developed over the years. The internet is there, and you can find anything on the internet. Let's see what we can do. And that's where I am today with my craft.
So I know you mentioned quarantine, and we were locked in the house, so we had everything, all the time we had. We didn't have any obligations, anywhere to go. But now you're in school again, how do you find the time to still work in your craft while managing your other responsibilities?
It's been a challenge. It honestly has. The biggest thing for me was developing some really strong time management skills. And there's a, how do I say this? There are two modes of thought that I have when it comes to honing my craft. In art, there's practice and there is study. I like I said, I use the gesture drawing practices routinely. It's been less now because school's been in, but it is still there. I still do it. And as far as study goes, over the summer I developed flashcards for human anatomy. I take a look at those sometimes just to keep my mind jogged. I also go out and do photo shoots sometimes with my friends so I can keep my visual library intact, I guess, or stable. But as far as developing actual creative pieces, that's been a bit more of a challenge because I've rarely been able to find the time to do them, to make them. But I trust myself enough and my process enough to know that when those times do come where I can make my pieces, I'll be able to perform at peak capacity. And yeah, it's just a matter of practice, intuition, and trusting yourself.
Alright, so what legacy would you want to leave for future generations?
Particularly for people with learning disabilities, which is very common in minority communities, even though it's very unaddressed. The message I would like to leave them is that thing that makes it hard for you to sit still, makes it hard for you to learn in school, makes it hard for you to make friends or talk to people. It's gonna help you out in the long run. And when it comes to, like I said, pursuing your passion and developing your craft, it's going to allow you to approach said craft in a different way than what is considered the industry standard. You'll make your own rules, you'll break your own rules, but ultimately you're going to stand out because of that.
Last remarks, last comments?
Well, like I said, I'm big on quotes, so I'm going to take one. I'm going to steal this one from Will Smith in the movie, I think it's called Happiness or Happy Place or something like that. If you have a dream, no matter what it is, if you have it, go out and get it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Other people will try to put you down because they didn't spend their time honing a craft or pursuing a passion. They'll try to tell you that you can't, pursue yours. The moment you start to